Serving, knife, cocktail, here. Have some. Stay tuned for Airgun Detectives.
Welcome to a special episode of Airgun Detectives. This is our 1911 series, which continues. I'm your host, JC, and today we get to take the mystery out of the Springfield 1911 Mil-Spec. Pretty excited about this one, actually, but we'll get into that in just a second. But if you hadn't already, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down in the corner. Doesn't cost you anything, it's absolutely free, but it really helps support the channel so we can keep continuing to do this. Also, check out my website at www.airgundetectives.com. On that site, I've got various t-shirts, I've got some hats, I got my Generation 2 bipods, and I do have a limited number of compact scopes that I'm trying to blow out. But take advantage of those while I have them. Anyway, let's get back to our 1911. This is the Springfield 1911. Yes, and it comes in actually in this cool box if you want to check it out here, just so you know. But I always like it when they come in a box. You guys know that. But this one's kind of special, and I'll give you a quick little story. My lovely mother, late mother, little Sally, we lost her last year, unfortunately. But every birthday and Christmas, she'd have her money and she would say, hey, buy me something to give to you for Christmas or your birthday or what have you. And you guys would never guess this. So I usually bought an air gun because it was usually right around, right around $100, somewhere around there. So I usually bought an air gun. It was great because then I'd give her the air gun before Christmas. She'd wrap it up, and then Christmas time I would open it up, or my birthday I'd open it up, and I'd be like, gee, how did you know that's exactly what I wanted? She goes, well, you know me, I pay attention a lot. And she goes on, but it was really cute. So I just had a recent birthday, and I actually bought myself this Mil-Spec in honor of my mother, little Sally. So never forget your mothers, that's for sure. And if you still have one, oh my God, cherish every day with them, because when they're gone, you're gonna miss them like I can't even explain. But anyway, that's free advice for you. So appreciate your mothers when they're around, that's for sure. All right, let's get into the 1911. So as I said before, it comes in this great box. Let's open it up here, I'll show you. You get it. It's actually got a really nice manual to it. It's in color, and it's got nice pages, the whole bit, but it's got good descriptions, the whole bit. So one of the best manuals that I've seen come with these air guns. It really is, so we're gonna give them points for that. And I love this. This is 1911 is completely licensed by Springfield. It's got good weight to it. Let's get this box out of the way. It's got really good weight to it. These have your dropout magazine. Keep in mind, this is a .177 caliber BB pistol. This one has full blowback, and it does take a 12-gram CO2, and it has a dropout magazine that holds that. The magazine itself holds 18 rounds, so you got 18 rounds of BBs that go in here. But this is really a cool gun. This also features 3-dot sights, so check these sights out. So it's got a really nice little sight picture on it. And I really like the finish on it. You got some authentic labeling here for Springfield right here. As I said before, this is the full blowback, and this is on the KWC Foundation, which is one of my favorites. This one shoots around 300 feet per second. I think max is maybe 320 feet per second. But even has these are actually synthetic, or if you want to call them plastic grips, but they really look like wood. And I love the Springfield insignia on it. It's really nice. So they did a good job with these checkered grips. This is heavy. The gun weighs about 2 pounds, so it feels really, really solid. Overall, it's about 8.5 inches, so it's authentic size. This will actually fit in a genuine 1911 holster. And also, you can actually use real 1911 grips on it, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's go out and test this. We'll run it through our usual gamut, and then we'll come back and talk about it. So stay tuned for the next segment. Well, let's test our Springfield Armory Mil-Spec 1911 here for a little velocity. We'll shoot 5 shots over the crony, average it out. I'm just shooting your basic 5.1 grain zinc BB, and let's see how we do. It's a nice day today. It's definitely warmer than average. We're probably in our mid to high 70s, so let's see how well we do. All right, shot number 1. Now let's take safety off. There you go. 317. Shot number 2. 317 again. Shot number 3. 318. Shot number 4. 316. And one more shot. 315. Wow, what a low standard deviation. But that's doing exactly what they said it would. They said about 310, so we were slightly over that. But what a great trigger. Such a nice looking gun. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Let's test out our Springfield 1911, do a little accuracy test here. We're going to go ahead and use, once again, our splatterburst targets, our 8-inch targets. They really highlight the impact points, which is nice, especially for my old eyes. Anyway, I'll leave you a link below if you guys are interested in those. We're just going to go ahead and shoot 5 shots. We'll see how well it groups. I'm just going to be using your basic 5.1 zinc BBs. And like I said, we'll just see how well it groups. I'll aim dead center on it, and we'll see what happens. We're usual about 32 feet back. Go ahead and take a quick look. All right, let's see how well this can group. All right. And one more. You know, I'd say that's a heck of a group for a 300 foot per second smooth bore barrel at 32 feet away. That's not too shabby. I'll take that every time. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's test our Springfield, our 1911, our Mil-Spec for some trigger weight. Now, to be honest with you guys, I only shot this over the chrono, and so there's less than 10 shots through it. So let's just see how it operates right out of the box. Keep in mind, it will get a little bit lighter with time as everything wears in. So, but this is kind of cool, so we can see it right out of the box, exactly what it is. All right, we got our trusty Lyman trigger gauge, and we get a little pull. All right, that was 4 pounds, 7 ounces. 4 pounds, 7 ounces. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's do a little plinking with our 1911 Mil-Spec here. In fact, I'm going to challenge myself. I use some smaller objects here. We're our usual 32 feet back, just like we were doing the accuracy test. Go ahead, take a quick look. All right, as you can see, I got some really small objects up there. I only have one pop can, and I put it on its side. And that's just, and then everything else is little smaller objects. So I thought I'd challenge myself a little bit on this. Hey, it's supposed to be a Mil-Spec, right? And we did pretty good with the accuracy. So let's just see how well we do. We got a full magazine here. I'm going to start on the bottom row. On the right side, I'm going to work my way left and then go upwards. All right. Start with that can. Whoa! Got a 2-for-1 on that. The shotgun shell jumped all the way up on top there. All right, let's see if we can hit these. Oh, that was a miss. Here we go. Wow, that's pretty impressive. This gun is actually pretty accurate. I don't know, you know, it's a basic KWC foundation, but God, this one just seems to be extremely accurate. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, how did our Springfield 1911 do, our Mil-Spec? Honestly, I thought it did really, really good. It really did. This gun is a blast. Literally a blast to shoot. It really is. Okay, so I got to come up with a negative, right? Sometimes it's really difficult, and this was tough to come up with a negative, but this is going to be my negative. Now, don't laugh. Well, you might laugh, but that's okay. So here's my negative. See the little teeny warning label on the side? I don't like those warning labels. But that's it. That's my negative. But you know, I started thinking about, I'm going to do a video in the future here. Maybe it'll be part of this 1911 series, maybe towards the end. I'm going to show you guys how to fully field strip these guns. I'm going to show you how to eliminate the white writing on these, what you can do to do that. I'm also going to show you, if you want to use real 1911 grips, I'm going to show you how you fabricate those and put those on here. So I'm going to give you a whole runaround on this. I'll put a video together just for that so you can customize these. Because these guns, these KWC Foundation guns, they are by far the best 911s. They're the most realistic. I love the fact that they actually fit in the holsters, and you can practice with them. They're really great. So I really like the KWC Foundation. Okay, so let's talk about more positives, because that's obviously a positive. Another positive is I like this dropout magazine. Now keep in mind, these magazines, they contain the CO2 and the CO2 valve, and I've talked about these magazines before. These magazines are interchangeable with the Tangfolio 1911, the Colt Commander 1911, the Sig We the People 1911, Barra's 1911, the various Swiss Arms 1911, John Wayne's 1911, just to name a few. They all take this same type of magazine, 18-round magazine. It's got the valve built into it. So I really like that setup. What else do I like about this gun? Believe it or not, I love the markings on this, and I was going to put wood grips on this. In fact, I ordered a set to put on here, and then when this arrived, I'm like, God, these are one of the better, we'll call them synthetic or plastic grips that I've seen, and I love the markings on them. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna leave these grips on here. I might make some, actually maybe in the video I'll show you how to do the wood grips, and I'll have that option to change them out. But anyway, I do like the grips on this. This gun is very authentic. It really is. And and I don't know if it's psychological, this Mil-Spec thing, but this gun just seems to be really tight. It really does. And I'm 100% think it's psychological, okay? But there's something about the Mil-Spec thing that just keeps coming up in my head. Anyway, so this gun is very, very orthotic. You guys saw we had really good accuracy in both our target shooting and then even our plinking. So really good accuracy with this. And I don't know if I mentioned, you guys roughly get about 60 shots out of these. The blowback does take some of the CO2 away. And velocity-wise, this shot right on par with the rest of them. Is right in that 300 feet per second range, which is perfect for plinking, as you guys saw that. Another bonus on this one, and maybe it's part of it, but as you know, they don't have adjustable sights. So this does have the 3-dot sights, as you guys can see. We talked about that. But this pretty much shot at point of aim. It was really close. So I was excited about that, because sometimes it's just your luck, you know, of the draw of which one you get if it's put together really well. So as I said, the gun feels really good. I love the back strap safety, works well on it. You can't fire the gun unless that safety is engaged. And then you do have your manual safe on this side, which you can just flip up, which is right there. And so that's pretty cool. It's not an ambidextrous safety, which I know it's very authentic. It's just on the one side, which is really good. So I really like this gun. I really like shooting it. I said the only thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate that little white writing at some point, but hopefully I'll do a video on that for you guys. Anyway, I would give this one 5 stars without a doubt. This one's getting 5 stars, and I just love the 1911s. But out of the 1911s, man, this one is pretty much at the top of the list. It's right there with the other 5 stars, that's for sure. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Airgun Detectives. Don't forget, this is where we take the mystery out of the air guns. Until next time, I hope you and your families are all doing well. You're getting plenty of shooting in. Take care and God bless.